Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am going to talk about what I would do if I was showrunner of Doctor Who. This is my final video on this entire subject matter. There we go. The thing is, I've always loved Doctor Who ever since I started watching back in 2015. And I also love writing my own stories. You know, I think as an artist, obviously I'm a YouTube guy. I'm a guy who makes YouTube videos, but I also do a lot of films and photography, and I love films, and I just do a lot of creativity stuff uh, in my spare time. But as a artist, as a writer myself, I just love like writing stories about things that I know, but based off a reality that I know, if that makes sense. Doctor Who is a real show, obviously, but it's still fun to actually write about the travels of the Doctor and the adventures that he has in my mind. And that's why I actually made all these videos to actually talk about my ideas, what I would do if I was showrunner of Doctor Who, hence the title of the playlist, obviously. But no, today is the last episode. I'm not quite sure if I'll bring it back. I've said a couple of times that I'll stop with it, but some certain cool ideas I actually eventually slip through the cracks, and I think this is the right time to stop the playlist because you know this is obviously the last episode that I really want to talk about. But obviously, by the time this video is actually being filmed, being edited, the Doctor Who episodes for season 2 haven't released yet. So obviously that's quite unfortunate. Maybe if they do release, and maybe if future seasons release, because there have been a lot of speculation things going on that Ncuti Gatwa has quit, or that there won't be a season 3 with Disney Plus. I don't know. I don't give a shit actually. I think just Doctor Who in general should always be available, because it's the longest running science fiction TV show, and I think creative people should helm the show. Obviously, I'm not talking about myself because, dude, I'm just a normal Bajan guy who likes talking about his favorite things on his YouTube channel. But I think certain people need a fresh start with certain things, and no, I just think Russell T Davis has a great idea. He's a talented man, but I think people are yeah, they want something new, if that makes sense. But anyway, just kidding. Oh no, just kidding. No, it's a really serious subject, but I just love Doctor Who, and just think that people with great talent should write new episodes, new ideas. Like Doctor Who should not be based off Doctor Who. Doctor Who should be based off reality, of our reality. The subjects that we learn on school, or the things that we see on the news. That should all be scattered along a few Doctor Who episodes, and like for example, Space Babies is pretty much a it's inspired by several other Doctor Who episodes, and obviously great episodes like Rogue, like 73 Yards, and Boom, and also Dot and Bubble are great episodes of very interesting things. I'm not quite sure if we actually ever saw like a racist episode before in Doctor Who, like Dot and Bubble did. I think that's wonderful. But anyway, just a little introduction, little information before we actually start this idea of mine. So, like I said in my previous episodes, Matt Berry plays my incarnation of the current Doctor. He's a very charismatic and funny comedian and actor, and he has his little band of misfits, aka the Gallifreyan Knights, which are actually himself from alternate times in the timeline, right? So the Gallifreyan Knights are actually the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, so himself, and the Plague Doctor variants. So these are just my previous incarnations, but just turned into knights. That's actually help the timeline, because, dude, that's literally like the coolest thing ever. Like, all the doctors that I talked about in my previous episodes are actually knights now. They need to protect their no, not really country, but they need to protect their planet, Gallifrey, and that's why the Gallifreyan Knights. And Knights are pretty freaking cool, right? So there we go. So in the previous episode, the Doctor faced off with the Valiant, and the episode called "Escape the Dream of the Nightmare Child." If you want more information about that episode, go check out my previous episode. So today I'm going to talk about the Knights Who Wait. So this is the obviously the last episode. So, like I said, the Gallifreyan Knights, including 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and the current 20th Doctor, and the Plague Doctor, form a little, group of Gallifreyan Knights. And if you don't know, the Plague Doctor is actually, in my mind, is played by Henry Cavill, like a really strong but friendly guy. But he knows he is the incarnation before the Valiant, so he'll grow up to be eventually a very evil guy. So there we go. The Doctor meets up with the Knights of Gallifrey, again, from obviously his previous adventure, the previous episode. They're on Earth during World War III. In the middle of the battlefield, a cloaked creature with incredible strength appears. Like, he is in a black cloak, like a very long black cloak. His face is not shown, but the thing is, the Gallifreyan Knights have like this alert that something odd is happening. Obviously, with the Doctor, the current Doctor played by Matt Berry, breaking laws of time travel and breaking laws of reality and multiverse shenanigans, certain people, certain things slip through the cracks, and actually people from the 8th dimension or the 4th dimension, or just, weird people just appear on the timeline. Like, very strong people, obviously, very intimate. Wait, is that the word? Like, very intimate. No, that's not the word. Oh boy. I'm screwing up English here. No, very intimidating people. There we go. All right, yes. Obviously, English is not my first language, so it doesn't, whatever. So very evil persons, obviously, with a bad intention. But this cloaked figure shall be stopped by the Gallifreyan Knights. So his powers are, he's incredibly strong. He has like a force field around them. He's obviously on a battlefield, so soldiers shoot him, but he deflects every bullet, and killing hundreds of innocent soldiers, obviously. That's why his track records, he's a criminal. So there you go. That's why the Gallifreyan Knights need to stop him. But because he also came out of the blue, he dropped in, like, I don't know, he just was there. He slept through the cracks, like I said. So there you go. Who is he, and what does he want? The Knights need to stop this evil threat. So there we go. This is also a mystery episode. They need to figure out what or who he is, but I want this episode to take place on one location, like the battlefield of World War III. Obviously, you have the many sides of like the bad guys, the good guys. But the thing is, eventually at the end of the episode, the Doctor shall actually face him off, but will never see his face. Like, the cloaked hooded figure will never see his face. But the current Doctor, played by Matt Berry, recognizes him, and certain, I guess, security, I guess, not really, not the synonym, the other word for insecurity. He's very pleased to meet this cloaked figure, but will never see his face. But the Doctor recognizes him. He says like, "Oh, it's you. It's been a long time, hasn't it?" The cloaked figure doesn't say anything, obviously. I want him to be a mystery for I don't know, the future studies. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe if this were to be an episode, just give it to another writer or whatever. Like, the thing is, I want this episode to focus on what is good, what is bad, and why should someone be treated well, why should someone be treated well, or should be treated bad, There's a moral of the story, right? There's a certain layer to it, just like the other episode, Escape the Dream of the Nightmare Child, where the Doctor faces off with his insecurities, his fear, and obviously the Valiant. So there we go. But I guess I want this episode to end off with a little quote of the Doctor that I had in my head. Like, you know what? It's so cool to see the Doctor actually saying that. And that is, "One life a million dreams, and a lot of friends. Dude, absolute cinema, ladies and gentlemen. This is very interesting, and this is also the last bit of the video. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think this episode is really interesting, but like I said, these are just fiction. These are just my ideas. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever, I'm glad to admit that. But it's okay, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will check you later. Goodbye, everyone. Or should I say, Allons-y.